Imagine one day that you are with your family. You're having fun, maybe chatting about some current events. Now imagine if somebody came up and divided you from your family, building a wall in which if you try to cross, you'll be shot and killed. This is one of the main events of the Cold War, the Berlin Wall. Construction on this terrible wall began in the early hours of August 13th, 1961, and finished in just about 2 weeks. From that point on, guards were deployed to make sure that no person would ever jump the fence without facing serious punishment. As you can assume, the Cold War was a horribly stressful time. Everybody felt as if the entire world was quite literally against them. This was especially true for those in Germany, when the Berlin Wall had been recently constructed. In order to keep the fighting spirits of those in West Germany alive, former President John F. Kennedy had constructed the speech, Ich bin ein Berliner, translating to "I am a Berliner" in English. This speech was produced in 1963 and was performed on June 26, 1963 in front of the Berlin Wall in West Germany. The speech goes as follows. I am proud to come to this city as the guest of your distinguished mayor, who has symbolized throughout the world the fighting spirit of West Berlin. And I am proud to visit the Federal Republic with your distinguished Chancellor, who for so many years has committed Germany to democracy and freedom and progress, and to come here in the company of my fellow American, General Clay, who has been in this city during its great moments of crisis and will come again if ever needed. 2,000 years ago, the proudest boast was Civis Romanus Sum. Today in the world of freedom, the proudest boast is Ich bin ein Berliner. I appreciate my interpreter for translating my German.
There are many people in the world who really don't understand, or say they don't, what is the great issue between the free world and the communist world. Let them come to Berlin. There are some who say that communism is the wave of the future. Let them come to Berlin. And there are some who say in Europe and elsewhere we can work with the communists. Let them come to Berlin. And there are even a few who say that it is true that communism is an evil system, but it permits us to make economic progress. Lass sie nach Berlin kommen. Let them come to Berlin. Freedom has many difficulties, and democracy is not perfect, but we have never had to put a wall up to keep our people in, to prevent them from leaving us. I want to say, on behalf of my countrymen who live many miles away on the other side of the Atlantic, who are far distant from you, that they take the greatest pride that they have been able to share with you, even from a distance, the story of the last 18 years. I know of no town, no city that has been besieged for 18 years that still lives with the vitality and force and the hope and the determination of the city of West Berlin. While the wall is the most obvious and vivid demonstration of the failures of the communist system for all of the world to see, we take no satisfaction in it, for it is, as your mayor has said, an offense not only against history, but an offense against humanity, separating families, dividing husbands and wives and brothers and sisters, and dividing a people who wish to be joined together. What is true of this city is true of Germany. Real, lasting peace in Europe can never be assured as long as one German out of 4 is denied the elementary right of free men, and that is to make a free choice. In 18 years of peace and good faith, this generation of Germans has earned the right to be free, including the right to unite their families and their nation in lasting peace with goodwill to all people. You live in a defended island of freedom, but your life is part of the main. So let me ask you, as I close, to lift your eyes beyond the dangers of today, to the hopes of tomorrow, beyond the freedom merely of the city of Berlin, or your country of Germany, to the advance of freedom everywhere, beyond the wall, to the day of peace with justice, beyond yourselves and ourselves to all mankind. Freedom is indivisible, and when one man is enslaved, all are not free. When all are free, then we can look forward to the day when this city will be joined as one, and this country and this great continent of Europe in a peaceful and hopeful globe. When that day finally comes, as it will, the people of West Berlin can make sober satisfaction in the fact that they were in the front lines for almost 2 decades. All free men, wherever they may live, are citizens of Berlin, and therefore, as a free man, I take pride in the words, Ich bin ein Berliner. While it might seem like this speech was aimed solely at those trapped in West Berlin, it was also aimed at the Soviet Union just as much. Pointing out the flaws of communism and the pain they were causing these innocent people showed that the people in charge were absolutely corrupt and needed to be stopped. The speech Ich bin ein Berliner also derived from another speech that Kennedy had presented in New Orleans in 1962, where he used the phrase civis Romanus sum. This phrase translates to I am a citizen of Rome, something that was likely boasted by a Roman citizen. The reason why Kennedy likely used this phrase in his speech is to show that Berliners should be proud that they are in such a tough situation and were able to work through those times of hardship. Roughly 120,000 Berliners all flocked to the town hall where the speech was delivered that day, showing just how empowering this speech was. However, a few rumors had risen out of the woodwork the following years that were quite entertaining to say the least. There was a rumor circulating around, and you might have heard about it, that when former President John F. Kennedy had delivered the speech, he had accidentally referred to himself as a Berliner, which was a type of jelly donut common in Germany at these times. This was proven to be false and just proved to be an urban legend, but it would have been quite funny if it was true. Ich bin ein Berliner was one of, if not the finest speeches that former President John F. Kennedy had written. It was given during a crucial time when morale was low and the Berlin Wall was growing high. Not only did it provide the spark needed to keep the people trapped in West Berlin hopeful, it also unified us as a whole through the Cold War. Separation was not the solution to solving problems and would only cause momentous amounts of pain and suffering. Hiding problems behind a wall would only cause people pain, especially if it involves people who played no part in the problem. We needed to band together in order to better the world, especially during the times that we are in hardship, and former President John F. Kennedy showed us that.